Hi guys, I haven't uploaded a video in I don't know how long. I don't know, over a month probably. I'm not going to apologize for that. My view on this YouTube thing has changed. Not that any of you need to care about that, but I believe it's changed for the positive. I don't want to be known as everyone else is for being YouTube famous for making videos and being entertaining in the way I create those videos. I don't care for that. I believe people should be known for a purpose, live by something, and that's what this video is about. What I live by and why I stand by it, no matter the peril or the fear that I face or the disbelief that I feel. I'm here in my basement. This video is going to be very long and no noise, boring in a sense, but I never felt the presence. I never felt God so strong before as I do now. And yes, I am sick. I have an infection in my gums, and they've given me these pills to numb the pain, and I'm not high. I'm not messed up. I just feel the need to say this. I'm not crazy. I don't feel crazy, at least. I just feel driven by the Spirit. I'm not a pastor. I'm not a pastor in training. I read my Bible once a day. I don't know how to recall verses by just, calling upon them. I don't know how to do that. But I have something that I need to discuss because I never felt so hopeless and so hopeful in the same 10 minutes in my life as I just did right now. I'm here sick and I can barely even move. I don't know how I'm standing up right now to make this video or sitting down. And I was afraid because for a moment there, my body got very hot, extremely hot. It was hot prior to that, but it got extremely hot and I was sweating profusely and my heart rate increased, started beating so fast. I was afraid for my life in that moment. And in that moment, I said, Father, hold me together. And tears began to pour down my face as I said that. I cried out to God, and I heard nothing. I cried out to Him, and there was no voice that I heard, but the small voice in my head telling me to hold on. I extended my hand, hysterically crying with no one around to hear, asking Him to let me feel His touch, to hold my hand and embrace me in that moment. And I heard nothing but the beating of my heart and the still silence here in this basement. Now you all think I'm crazy, and this isn't because of the drugs I've been taking. I've been taking them for 2 days now. Nothing has happened until right now. Except for that, it might be the infection just spreading through my body or through my mouth. Yeah, it making me hot and making my heart race. But tomorrow we'll take care of that. But in this moment, in that moment, I felt nothing. I sat here on my bed and I cried my eyes out. It feels like I cried every single tear. Well, not everyone. I still have some left. And I thought, for that moment, I felt what an atheist must feel. Crying out in desperation for someone, a figure we believe in, a spirit we can't see but we have to have faith for. Crying out in desperation to hear the voice, to feel the touch, to know I'll be okay when there's no one else around, no one to hold my hand. My girlfriend's all the way in New York City. My family's out at my sister's baptism, and I'm here alone. And I felt absolutely nothing. I said to myself, you know what? What do I believe in? Who is there? I call on his name when I need him the most, in desperation in fear for my life, senseless fear for my life. I'm okay. And I hear and I feel no one, and I hear no one. And I see no one coming down the stairs in shining white. I don't feel or see my God that I choose to believe in, that I've lived my 21 years, almost 22 years, believing in wholeheartedly without a doubt. I heard and I felt no one. So I stood up and I went upstairs to my room to get my medication for my blood pressure, to try and lower it, because it was racing so hard, and it worked. And I sat there and I stared myself in the mirror in my bathroom upstairs, crying tears into the sink. And it came to me. Sure, maybe he won't come to you in the physical. Maybe he won't reach out to you when you need him the most. Maybe you won't hear his voice or feel his hand when you're in the most fear of your life. Maybe he won't do that. Maybe in your actual last moments you won't see the light. Maybe your eyes will close and you'll never feel or hear the Spirit of God coming for you. But despite that emptiness that I felt in that moment, and I still feel, no, that's wrong, I don't feel it now, that I felt in that moment. Despite that emptiness and that feeling, I still believe. Because I got up. I went upstairs to my room and I got my blood pressure medication, and the heat and the beating subsided. I drank some water. And sure, the medication is supposedly the reason why the pain in my mouth from the infection is not there right now, but is it not still his work at hand? Yeah, in biblical times, you hear them cry out to God in the midst of their pain to stop it, to heal them, and he healed them. But has he not given us doctors, physicians? Has he not increased us to save one another? Is that not the love of God? When you're in pain, when you're afraid, when you're fearful for your life or fearful for whatever, and you go to the hospital and you're healed or saved by the hands of the surgeons and the nurses and the doctors that work around you, is that not the hand of God at work? Is that not his love? When people you don't even know, people who've never seen you before in their entire life, drop everything to help you out. Like today, I went to the hospital for this. People I don't even know showing me such compassion. The doctor didn't know what was wrong, so he got another doctor. He went out of it to get somebody else to come help me out and get a second diagnosis. And tomorrow I'm going back there to get rid of this infection. Is that not the hand of God at work? So yeah, maybe I didn't hear his voice, or I didn't feel his hand, but I knew exactly what to do. To calm myself down, to gather my thoughts, to get rid of the heat and the beating I felt. Is that not the hand of God at work? And you say, oh, that's human hands, that's us, that's what we've created. Sure. But where is the hope in that? Where is the hope in choosing to believe that when you die, there is nothing but the black abyss of eternity? And your soul, what I feel now, the fear that you feel when you're afraid, the joy that you feel when you see your loved ones, the compassion you feel for those around you when they go out of their way to make sure you're okay, people you don't even know. That's hope. And even though I didn't hear his voice or feel his hand or see him manifest before me, I still have hope. If all I have is this cross on my neck to hold, I still have hope. So yeah, I may pray to a silent God, I may never hear or see his voice from now to the day I die. But I choose to believe, because without the belief in him, there is no hope. To believe that you will perish one day and all that you are will turn to nothing. That's hopeless. So I pray to a silent God. And I'm sorry, I know I've been lifting on this channel for the last 8 videos I made, and I'll probably get like -2 views on this, but the hope that I feel now, maybe when someone else, maybe you watching this, when you're in pain, when you reach out and you cry out to him and you hear nothing, maybe you remember this video, and you remember the hope that lies in knowing Christ, that when you die, your soul goes on, that heaven is real, that the love that I feel right now comes from him, the compassion I feel right now comes from him, the tears I feel in the back of my eyes watering up comes from the Spirit of God. So I may not feel my God, I may not feel you, Father, I may never see you, and I may never hear your voice, but until the day I die, until the day I lay myself to rest, or they lay me to rest, I'll choose to believe. Because God, the belief in him is the only hope that we have. Because we can fail one another. But whether your sickness takes you or you are healed, the only hope we have in death and in living is Christ. I'm not a pastor, I'm not a pastor in training, I'm just a churchgoer and a believer and a faithful man. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you take something away from this. Even in silence, we pray to a quiet God, but still there is hope.